So, in our last episode, I want to talk about trees in the city. I went out of the home and I'm in the garden of where I live. And there's this very old tree, maybe 90 years old, that have been growing here all those years. It's a ficus tree, and it hugs our apartment from all directions. It hugs the whole building. A very beloved one, our big brother in the circle, the Bialik circle. And yeah, it's good to go out and hug a tree once in a while. It's been written that it is very recommended, as it was even the first on the list of things to do to protect our immune system and strengthen our health in Corona time and in any time, is to do a forest bath. Now, we are in the city, so we may ask, what forest, right? But in our dream, it's a forest city. So there are forests. In every block, there will be a little forest that is thick, and it's like a little ecosystem where people could go in when they need a forest bath. Right now, we still don't have those things, but I think we all have a tree that is within 100 meters from our house, and we can go and hug it and just be close to it, be under the leaves, in the shade of the tree, and just be in contact, like really see the tree, meet the tree as a living being, as a character. Each tree is different. And yes, we can talk about all the benefits and why trees are important, but as long as we will not reconnect to the heart of the trees, the trees will continue to be cut. It's, you can't talk about them in just beneficial terms. We need to go back to our very ancient and essential connection to trees. They are our friends on planet Earth. And they are here in the city. So just go out and meet a tree. And that's the first one. And we will meet 2 other trees for this episode. So the second tree that we're meeting today is a neem tree. And I planted it maybe 9 years ago, so it grew. And I planted it because I couldn't find a neem tree in Tel Aviv, and I wanted one. So I'm going to show you why I wanted one. And yeah, it's just to say that it makes me very proud to be near a tree I planted. So as it is, for itself, it's already like a big gift to plant a tree and see it grow. But I'm going to climb now and get some leaves. So actually not only leaves, but the little branches. The little branches. This one is too big. Okay, so neem is considered to be very, very good to the mouth health. It's very common in India. It's a very common tree, and they use it a lot for mouth hygiene. And so those little branches and leaves, when the leaves are fresh, I use them also for making the toothpaste, and probably we will do it in the next season. Right now I'm going to get rid of the leaves because they are not fresh after the whole winter. And I'm left with the little branches. And what's nice about them is that it's very, very easy to make toothpicks out of them. So I take a branch, I cut it, and then I work with my fingernails to take some of the peel of the branch out. And what I get here is the inside, and I can smell the essential oil of the neem. This is the active materials that are very good for the mouth, and in general it's disinfecting and very healthy thing. And I have my toothpick. This is kind of thick. Depends on your teeth, on your mouth. You will choose maybe different thickness. But yeah, you can work with it on your teeth and it's perfect. And you don't need to buy toothpicks anymore. And if you're worried about maybe you don't have a neem tree near you, don't worry. It's not the only tree and not the only plant you can use for toothpicks. One other tree that I know that is really good is the pine tree. Very, very common in a lot of places. Again, the very little branches and the same technique. You expose the inner part, you get the pine essential oil again, very, very healthy. And you work on it, and you work with it on your teeth, and it's perfect. And you can find some other plants around you that will work in the same way, I'm sure. So just one more product that we got off the shopping list, and I promise that it's only the beginning. And yeah, let's move to the third tree that we're going to meet today. So, the third tree that we're meeting today is a mulberry tree. And those trees were planted in Tel Aviv, actually. Sir Patrick Geddes, who planned the city, he was the first city planner. He was a Scottish biologist, and he said that people here will make their living. I mean, one of his ideas for like people in Tel Aviv making a living was that they will plant mulberry trees and they will work with the silkworms. I don't know how to say it. And he thought it could be a nice home industry for the citizens of Tel Aviv. I don't believe that it ever happened in reality, but it did. It is very common to find old mulberry trees in Tel Aviv, and their fruits are delicious. And soon we're going to enjoy the fruits. In the winter, it's all like without leaves. And now the spring is coming and the leaves are starting to come out. And I wanted to just share that the leaves of the mulberry are very, very good for tea. And even they give the taste of green tea. So green tea, the tea plant, will not grow in Israel. It's not its ideal climate, but mulberry does. So it's always nice to find what grows underneath our nose that can give us the same pleasures of things that are coming from very far away, and will always be not local. So for me, it was a nice discovery. Also, I discovered that right now those little, there's like little mulberry fruits that are not really, they're not becoming fruits, they just fall off. So everywhere in the garden you find those, I don't know what it is, I think it's the flowers actually, before the fruit is forming, and it just falls off the tree. So I found out that it's really, really nice. Also, those flowers are really nice in the tea. So remember my famous jar? Now it has mulberry flowers and some nettles together, and it's really, really nice tea. So what we're seeing here, did you notice that I collected the toothpicks from the neem tree, and now I collected my tea leaves and my flower my tea flowers, and the trees didn't ask for money. It's quite astonishing. I didn't ask, oh, how much will be a leaf, and then maybe some negotiation and how many leaves I can take and how much money I need to leave. No, this whole thing didn't happen. So the tree is very generous, and it's really just giving us the leaves and the flowers and the fruits and the shade and the oxygen and the habitat and a place to be. A tree creates a place, and we can hang out around it without paying rent, right? So that's very generous, and that's like the natural economy. This is how economy really works. And everything that we know as economy is really just our invention. But notice also that it's not one-sided. The tree also needs some things from us, right? Especially when they grow in the city. The first thing they need is protection, because unfortunately in the city they are very threatened by mainly by real estate and development, what's called development, which is actually extinction. So the trees are threatened, and we need to, many times we find ourselves as their only protectors. But other than that, hopefully this is just, it's not going to continue like that. But what is going to continue is the summers are going to be more and more hot, and the trees in Israel and in hot places, they need watering during the summer. So yes, the tree needs water, and also it needs food, and the food can be our kitchen waste. We can bring the kitchen waste, make compost, or even without composting, just to dig around the tree and put our food waste from the kitchen can give the tree food, and then it grows very delicious fruits and leaves and flowers. So it's a circle of giving and taking that is very harmonious, and there's no money involved. So this is something that each one of us can do. Adapt the trees around us, take care of them, pay attention to them, and develop those friendships. It's a very healthy and meaningful relationship to have in the city. So with this, I think we will end this episode, and I'll see you in the next season. Thank you for being with me and with the trees.